Yo, 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 yo. Let's see some yos out in Happy Land. How you guys doing out there? Anybody out there in Happy Land? Give me a yo if you can hear me. Come on. Let's yos. I lost connection for some reason. It bumped me off. Out in Happy Land. This is the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host Frank Monday. This is the evening edition. There are a couple of what I call dead zones here in the city where the internet just cuts out. One of them is right back there where it cut out the first time. That is the CBD. So right next to the China Central Television Tower, it cuts out every time. So I think they block radio transmissions near the Central Tower because you know, why not? They're doing their transmission and they don't want other folks doing a transmission. So let me pick up where I left off before I got cut off due to the blackout of the internet, or the, you know, just internet troubles. That shit's real common. So I was talking about on the last live drive job, because chat. What does this say? 通路良什么? Should be all right. 大路良策. Yeah, it looks like we got two directions. Good. Okay. I'll see if there's any place to park over here. I was kind of having fun chatting with y'all and telling you about swing dance. So I guess I got to reboot about color psychology with Carl Jung. And I was also discussing, oh wow, nice, a spot. I was also discussing swing dance Monday nights. Yeah, so I studied swing dance for about 5 years under a pretty good teacher. And I only graduated to from beginner to intermediate in the third year. So he kept telling me, he's like, intermediate class. And I thought, you know, I don't like to rush things. I'm the type of guy that I'm going to stay in beginner's class as long as I feel like I need to. Because I like to get those basics down pat, you know. I want to feel like I'm the one that graduates myself out of beginner's class. Not the teacher. Don't push me. Don't rush me. Don't fucking tell me when to graduate out of beginner's class. I'll be a neophyte for the rest of my life if I want to. Anyway, so he finally convinced me. This might not actually fucking, no, this is a spot. Yeah, I'm in a spot. I don't want to park illegally, but I'm pretty sure I'm in a spot. Anyway, what's the point? Oh, point being, yeah, I really enjoyed that class. And then when he left, I was like, well, so I was in intermediate for like 2+ years, right? So maybe 5 to 6 years total studying with that guy. And then he left Beijing and he went back to the States. Um, he was over here a good while. Back to the state, I was sad. And so I went to a couple of other swing classes. Like, the group that he had formed was pretty big. And so there were quite a few guys, intermediate level, that started their own classes after Adam left. And one guy went big, a Chinese guy. He went big. He took the name Swing Beijing and launched his own operation, like a dance studio, a really big dance studio, centrally located, and started charging 200 RMB per class when Adam's class was only 50. And so I was like, do I want to pay this guy who was a student at the same time I was a student? Do I want to pay him big dollar to keep dancing, or just start my own thing? And so I started my own thing. And it was one of the more worthwhile endeavors, I think. In order to get my chops as a teacher, I did the first 3 years for free. I organized a Monday night class every Monday night and did it for like 3 years for free, just to train myself as a teacher, a dance teacher, to be able to have a good class. Because I'm already a teacher. Fuck, I've been teaching for 25 years. But I mean, I don't want to take anything lightly when it comes to teaching and offering a service to the community. And I especially don't want to charge for it until I feel like I can't wait to get back at that, you know. Let the Omnicron become endemic and everybody gets it and sneezes. Hachi. And Cut City took it. Now they're taking their, what, 4th, 5th, and 6th booster? That's just useless. So, again, I'm not going to talk about any of that anyway, though. So it's kind of, they killed the spirit of the thing, right? By cutting me off so many times. Are we live? Let me know if we're live. Anymore. It keeps blank. Are we live? Is this working? If we're live, give me a yo. Come on. I think it might be working now. The timer's running, but that's no guarantee, right? That's okay. Roll with the punches. Give me a yo if we're live. Let's see some yos out in Happy Land. Come on. Anybody out there? Can you hear me? Looks like there might be one person in the ideas room. Good grief, Frank, it's scrolling again. Bless your heart. Yeah, it's turning into a shit show. The last video ended weirdly. Nope, going in loop. Funny. Blah, blah, blah. Looks like Frank turned into a circle. Yeah, it went to a circle jerk. Anyway, sorry about that horse shit, you guys. It's hard staying connected when you're out here in the capital. I don't see any chatting in the ideas room, so I don't think anybody's out there anymore. That's all right. I'm gonna do what we came out here to do, but we go here a little. Hey yo, if you can hear me, come on. Let's see some yos. Am I back? Am I back in action? The fuck? Sorry about that, y'all. If you can hear me clearly, give me a yo. Can you hear me? Is there anybody in there? I'm shaking the camera all to shit, man. Okay, yeah, don't worry. It was just my VPN kept bumping me off. It's nothing serious. It's never anything serious. You know that Sandra Sue worries. Y'all might not know this, but Sandra Sue is the biggest worrywart I've ever met in my entire life. And I've met some worrywarts. There, I checked the car to make sure it was locked. So don't worry. Don't get your fucking panties in a knot. Let me see. So there is there's the way down that me and my son usually take. We just jump down there. But it's a little much while I'm managing the camera. So what I wanted to show you guys is where I like to take my kids to walk sometimes at night. And there's this little tower, this little picturesque tower over there. And so I thought I would show you guys this little area right here. Yeah, I can read the comments. I can see you, Sandra Sue. I can see you out there in Happy Land. I don't know if it'll stay connected though, because I'm walking around and shit. And you know how the internet is. You can have a 5G tower every 10 feet and you still can't stay connected. Because sometimes in certain areas, they'll block radio transmissions. Like I was saying in Guomao, can you hear me though? I'm good, of course I'm good. In Guomao, they block all unauthorized radio transmissions in that area. So it's really hard to get Wi-Fi out there in Guomao. And that's right near my hood. That's where I live, kind of. I live right downtown. You know, we've got an apartment that is supposedly worth several Chinese gals looking at me like I got fucking head growing, like I got a head growing out the side of my neck. Come on, gals, you've never seen anybody live stream before? So yeah, the police department stuff, they don't like you to live stream out in front of their shop, because they're always in there up to no good, you know, raping children and shit. They don't want you exposing them and their nastiness. All right, yeah, so I'm gonna take you guys over and show you the tower. I like to bring my kids over here sometimes, go for a walk after dinner. This is real close to my house as well. Last comment is from Sandra Sue, and she says, "Oh, I see you. How are you?" Yeah, I'm okay, Sandra. Can you hear me? You got any questions? You guys got anything you want to talk about? I was talking about color psychology and color theory and swing dance, and that's it. I'm done. I'm out of topics. Sometimes you just want to chill, ain't got nothing to talk about. Just cruise around. Let me show you the hood where I'm at. So I'll explain this to you. This is a canal, and it's known as the Chinese for this canal is called the Hucheng-he. Hucheng-he. Hey, you guys got a boat? Cool. They got a boat. So it's a Hucheng-he. That guy's got a radio-controlled boat. He's gonna put it out here in the canal and cruise around. He doesn't want to be on TV though. He's like, motherfucker, I'm out here playing with my boat. Nobody tell you I want to be on TV. So let me explain the Hucheng-he to you. It is a man-made canal that's filled with water and runs all around the Forbidden City. You guys know the Forbidden City here in China? The old Celestial Palace. It runs all the way around it at a distance. Oh, look, there's a fish right there. It runs all the way around the Hucheng-he, runs all the way around the Forbidden City at a distance of about, I'd say it's maybe 5 kilometers off the, what's forbidden about it? Yeah, that's where they have their secret sex parties. No, the Forbidden City is called the Palace Museum now. So it was forbidden because you couldn't get into the Imperial Palace unless you were a member of the Imperial Court. And if you were a man, you didn't want to be a member of the Imperial Court because that meant that they cut your cock and balls off. Balls and cock cut off if you wanted to work there. eunuchs were the only ones allowed in there, because the emperor, you know, he'd keep between 1,000 to 2,000 concubines, and he didn't want nobody slipping their dick in him except for him himself, you know. So the court was filled with eunuchs. Yeah, he'd cut the fucking cock and balls off, man. I think they probably still do that. Anyway, point of it, this canal runs about, I think about 5 kilometers off center line, I would imagine, of the Forbidden City, and it's meant as a first defense for the emperor. So if someone was attacking the central city, they'd take out the bridges, and then you would have to get across this canal, which I'm estimating is what, 100 feet across? It looks like it's pretty damn big. And so all along was a wall. See that? You can see a small portion of the wall right there. But that wall went all the way around. This goes in a perfect circle at about 10-kilometer diameter, probably, all the way around the Forbidden City. And all along it, there are archer towers, just like this, towers where they could sit and fire ballistas and rockets and crossbows, automatic crossbows. You know that the Chinese, 1,000 years, 1,000 plus, you know, maybe even 5,000 years ago, who knows? Because our mainstream narrative is full of shit. But they developed like auto fire crossbows and rockets and all other kinds of happy horse shit that they would use to defend the city with. They'd still get raped and pillaged by the Mongolians, though. The Mongolians took over during the Qin dynasty. Yeah, I don't guess they were living in fear. No, they're just being prepared, you know, because he's locked away there in the Forbidden City with 9,999 rooms. And homeboy was chilling, you know. He'd just slip out, and he only had sex with his mistresses once a month. The rest of the time he was practicing calligraphy and qigong and going to dinner parties, and supposedly he was only allowed to have sex once a month, and he could only do it after he was 25 years old. So they had a very diligent regimen over here, especially under the reign of Chen Shihong. Chen Shihong is the one that created the system called the Scholar Warrior. So I think Chen Shihong was a better guy. Like, yeah, it's good to be king. No, in fact, they have a saying in Mandarin. They say that heaven is high and the Yellow Emperor is far away. So nobody really wanted to be near the imperial court. You know, they wanted to make their own courts out on their own lands and do the same thing. And so they set up shop all around China, basically, you know, copying the king and doing the same sort of shit. Yeah, it's a feudal system. It still is. I mean, there's no way to get away from it. It's feudalism globally now. Always has been. The US is the only, I think it's probably the only country in the world that did away with feudalism. You guys want to get a closer look at that building? I'm not going to walk all the way over there. It's, I don't know, it's about 1 kilometer to the bridge. Let me see. Yeah, about 1 kilometer to the bridge to get across. And so it'd be 1 kilometer up there, go across the bridge, and then 1 kilometer back to get to the tower. The tower is actually it's a library now. There's another one that's an astronomical place, like an astronomy center. That's even bigger, and it's really cool looking. So that's what attracted me, was this style of architecture. For some reason, it really resonated with me as a young man. When I saw that style of architecture, I just fell in love with that, like all kinds of things related to the Chinese culture. And that's what brought me over here. I want to figure out how to build that way and go back home and build myself a tower like that. I mean, why not? Fuck, you could make the mud and brick all by yourself and fire it and build it up. Of course, you're not going to be able to get a building permit anymore. And I hear they're taking away everyone's water rights in the US now. Idaho guy was on here complaining the other day. He said that the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, just announced that they're seizing all water rights in the state of Idaho. And he said they've pretty much done it nationwide, that they're seizing water rights, and if you even want to feed your cattle on your own land with your own water, you have to pay for it. Can you fucking imagine that? That's one of the things in the Constitution. It says that you cannot buy and sell water within the country. It's a constitutional dictum that they cannot seize the water rights of the nation. But they're violating it. They're like, fuck, you got free water? You got a well on your property? You paid $60,000 to get a... Have you noticed that? It's pretty cute, huh? That's why they'd never let me join the Masons, man. Nearly back, okay. Look what I... Yeah, we're back. It's not the F word. They don't care about that. Did Frank say you were Birmingham, UK? Yeah, I think he's in Birmingham, UK. That's right. That's a fact. Yeah, they don't care about the F word. They care about you hitting too close to the truth. They don't like to hear that horse shit. They want you to keep your mouth shut. I was going to show you guys these. I found these in my wife's SUV. I was like, yeah, I found these Lucky Strikes in my wife's car. Live chat, I don't know, even up to 3 days sometimes, they won't let the live chat go together with the video. I don't know why that is. I think they go through and they scrub it. I've noticed that there are like moderators or something that will jump on your video that you can't even see, that will delete certain people's comments. And I've even heard that now they're changing people's comments and like changing the language somehow. So there's all kinds of funny shit going on. I mean, there's no way to figure out how to fucking serve them. As soon as you start kowtowing to tyranny, you can never satisfy them. So the best bet is just you do you, and if they fucking shut it down, then you move somewhere else. But don't try to self-censor so much that you fucking shoot yourself in the foot, because there is no what is the word? Capitulating? What? There's a fucking word that means trying to acquiesce to tyranny. Capitulating. Seems like that's the word. I just like to say kowtowing. I know if you bend to tyranny, there is never any bending enough. Like, once you start, don't tolerate that happy horse shit, man. Like, let's see. For my wife, for example, she's a tyrannizing dictator type. She's made in the spitting image of Mao Zedong. And if I back down to her even a fucking inch, she'll just push even harder. She'll push me back a mile. If I back down even a little bit, then I'll lose all fucking ground. She'll keep going 24/7. This guy's got a saxophone. I'm gonna see if he's gonna play for me. 你好。没有播，你播自己的。He's gonna do it. Check it out. Hello. Yeah. You gonna play one? Yeah. Nice. Get a little music time. Yeah, so that's one of the good things about China when you go to the park. You get to check out guys playing their saxophone. What's he playing? Motherfucker. What was he playing though? Good God, it was awful. I don't think he's got it figured out yet. But that's all right. He'll figure that shit out one of these days, huh? And when he does, I'm sure it'll sound beautiful. But right now, it just sounds like fucking noise. Good God, man. Oh, as time goes by, okay. I'm not hating on him. I mean, I would sound basically the same if I was out here with my flute. No, I've got a couple of songs mastered. I guess he sounds good. I don't know what the sax is. Back down to tyranny. You can't do that. Yeah, sound like the Golden Girls. That's what I thought it was. Turns out it's as time goes by. They have fun out here in the park, man. When they retire, they all come down the park, do their old lady Tai Chi, and all kinds of good shit, man. I'll see if I can find you guys something else to look at. If you guys are gonna hang out with me for a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I could have asked him. He was friendly enough. A lot of times people don't want you to live stream, and like, even they're out in public, they don't want to be, you know, they don't necessarily want to be in your video, which I can appreciate. You know, I like to bring my kids out to this park though. It's not so bad. You got the river on one side, and then you got a little green space, a little China, and it has got more green space than any other city in China. Like, as far as cities go, they have a limitation on the amount of, like, the distance that buildings can be from each other because they don't want to obscure the skyline. And then the other thing is, like, it's got more parks per capita than any other city in China. So that's kind of something we're proud of, is our parks. This one's got it's got a highway next to it too, but you know, it's tough having a super city. Like, I think they say there's something like 25 million people here. Officially, there's only 18 million. That's in the books. But I think it gets up to like 25 million. The Tri-City area, Beijing, Tongguo, and Hebei, there's like 120 million people, which is 1/3 the United States in basically one city. So if you've got a couple of million Chinese invading your city, that's the reason. Because there are millions of folks over here. Let's see, I think we got some dancers over here. They got some music playing. They might be out doing some dance. Oh, we got a dude playing the erhu. Do you guys know the erhu? It's a 2-stringed Chinese fiddle. Let's see if we can get a look at it. I don't know if he's gonna appreciate me filming. He's pretty good at it too. Should I walk right up on him and stick the camera in his face? Typically it's used in Yeah, I'm 48, Chris, if you're talking to me. I don't know if you're talking to me or Paul. Yeah, if Paul's talking about family ties, he's about the same age. I think Paul is the same age as me. Yeah, sounds like he's been doing a pretty good job, huh? Yeah, we're all about the same age. He's gonna play another one. I'll walk by him one time to give you guys the full horror show. Look, swastikas. Nothing wrong with a little swastika action, huh? Chinese appreciate the swastika. Let's get the full horror show. I don't think he'll appreciate this. Nice. Yeah, I had to roll up on him and stick the camera in his face. It was obligatory. The obligatory camera. Yeah, he's good on that fiddle. That's a 2-stringed fiddle. I think it sounds kind of Irish. Almost like a fiddle, huh? Let's check out this little groovy setup. So in the morning, sometimes I see guys out here doing kung fu. And some of them are some big old badasses too. Like, they're fucking yoked and they know what they're doing. And they bring out weapons. They bring out chain whips and broadswords and all kinds of happy horse shit. And get out here and stomp the ground. Yeah, the symbol's called a manji. Well, okay, manji. In Chinese, it's called a wanzi. And they've got evidence of it dating all the way back to the Shang Dynasty. So it's they've got it carved on ox bones from like 5,000 years ago. So it's a pretty old symbol. And you know, they say that this might actually be a Celtic culture here, that the original dudes hanging out here were like red-haired with blue eyes, 6-foot Caucasians. I'll see if I can do a little kung fu to this guy's music. When I said do a little, I meant a very little. What'd y'all think of that? It's right chilly out here, y'all. All right, I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. I still actually got to do some work. I appreciate y'all tuning in for the Live Drive Jive archive with your host, Frank Monday. Got to see a little Chinese culture. I'm sure y'all can appreciate that. I will head back over to the car. I still got to go home and do some lesson planning and some other fun stuff. And I'm off early enough, I might actually be able to do some... Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, you can tell I'm a little bit out of shape, but I still practice every day. I usually don't practice very hard. So I will see y'all good looking sexy people in the abodes of the future. Make sure you tune in regularly. Hit the old thumb, stick it up the bum, subscribe, and ring the Pavlonian bell, all right? Pavlov's dog. You guys take care of yourselves. As above, so below, into the abodes of the future. Sandra, don't forget, the live chat doesn't actually update the conversation to the video for like 48 hours, sometimes 72. So, I mean, you just gotta wait until it says it's on there. If you wanna go back through and read, like I thought that I was gonna be able to get in there and read the live chats after I was done with the transmission, but it doesn't do that. It just holds it in review for like 2, 3, 4 days. Some of them they just delete entirely and never put back up there. So I don't know, I think it depends on what you guys say in the live chat. Like if it's too verboten and they don't feel like going through and scrubbing it, then they'll just delete it. And sometimes they just delete the videos too, you know. So it's on YouTube, it's just roll with the punches. I mean, do what you can. Try to watch your P's and Q's a little bit, and yeah, and that's it. Just keep on keeping on. Y'all good looking sexy people. Keep fighting the good fight. Until next time. 再见.